Look at that.
That's what you get when you win Corn Warriors, a new combine.
Yep, top prize.
As the sun rises and the ground heats up, so does Corn Warriors, and it's personal.
Oh, gosh. Man, daggone it all. Let me turn around.
Generations of American farmers who daily overcome harsh elements.
Oh, man.
These Corn Warriors, through hard work, sweat, mental determination, and a lot of knowledge, prepare each field, priming it for the highest yield possible.
I'm Dave Hula with Greenwood Farms, the reigning, quote, champion of Corn Warriors. Standability, emergence, test weight, plant health, disease control. So which one do I need?
We farm some pretty variable ground.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of different hybrids to cover a lot of different demands on that ground.
Obviously, you're very familiar with 1197 and its high-end potential there. Kind of your favorite there, it seems. But another new product this year is 1442, 114-day high-end product that we have brought out that showed some potential last year, and hopefully it'll do real well for you this year.
I'm standing here next to my son Craig, or we like to call him Barley. And I've got a long story about that, but you'll hear that later on in the season, so stay tuned for that. But we're getting ready to start planting. This will be our third day of planting corn, and I'm kind of excited about 2018. So here we are, late start because of the cold weather and now rain coming. We just got going good. So we want rain like halfway through so we can get a little break, not when we get started. Well, we've already planted this part of the field. Of course it's John Deere, same thing as last year. Is there any other planter out there? Trying to get past that 600 bushel yield barrier. You know, if we don't lubricate our planter properly, then you'll start noticing wear in your bushings and your parallel arms. What is the old saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, or something like that. I guess today, finish this farm, and then we'll move back to the home place. So we put a new monitor in the cab, so we had to make sure everything was cutting on and off like it's supposed to. Thanks for breakfast, Barley. So I'm self-sufficient for a little bit, but if you want to go get some more Pioneer 0843, there's only 10 bags of that left, I think. I want to plant that out and be done with that. And then I don't know what we'll shift to. We'll figure it out. All right? All right. As soon as I get up to near the truck, I'm gonna start planting. John Deere does an awesome job keeping the dust and the sound out. So we're planting again. Population 31,000, singulation 100%. Perfect. Yeah, things are going well. Planting's going good. Conditions are like perfect from a standpoint of plant. Moisture's right, closing the seed trench good. Only using a little bit of down pressure. Here we are, what is it, the 23rd of April. We're really just getting planting good because the no-till is not allowing the soil to warm up quite as rapidly as if you tilled it. So we tried some strip till this year to see if that would help. And we saw about 2 degrees warmer where we had the strip till versus the no-till. And we got to try to survive this year to get as many bushels as we can, cheapest cost of production. And hopefully we'll do a good job marketing so we can capture as much return as possible. realizing that it's a numbers game, but I want to try to get as many numbers in my favor as possible. See, all we got to do is plant this and the other side. But I'm going to run out of seed, and I got to fill the seed up. Right now, Burley's mixing up this. It's called E-Float. It is actually talc and graphite mixture. So, just like when we grease a corn planter, this talc graphite is kind of like a lubricant, so the seed will flow better in the corn meters. So the idea is to get a better seed spacing or drop, and this just enhances that.
This segment of Corn Warriors is brought to you in part by Pioneer.
Watch your feet.
When each new day begins, we're here. When you want new technology that's tested and proven, we're here. When you need a sounding board or just a good story, we're here. For an ally whose local roots run as deep as yours, or to make next year the best year yet, we'll be where we've been all along, with you from the word go.
My name is Randy Dowdy. I'm from South Georgia. I farm about 20 miles north of the Florida line, just west of Valdosta. We finally got a rain, and when it started, it didn't want to stop. We've got a tropical system that has moved up out of a low, out of the Gulf, and it's been dumping rain on us 4 and 5 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day, just depending on where you're at. We've seen from 6/10 to 3 inches an hour. And that's not all day, every day, but some days we get 1 inch, 1.5 inches total. Sometimes we get 3 to 4 inches, just depending on where the farm's at. We've got an irrigation pivot that I ran about 4 days before all the rain started, and I didn't have electronic equipment on it to tell me when it stops and starts. And I sent my guy out. We're about to start fertigating, send some more fertilizer out there, and the pivot stopped. It stopped in the middle of the field. He goes out there and checks it, and we've got a flat tire. So it's standing in about 1 foot of water on a dike that goes through some wetlands. So we were about to go change a tire, and it's, I think, 87 today, 1,000% humidity, and 100% gnats. So we get to go play in the mud. It's hot. You just step outside, you start sweating, and we get a stupid bug that's going to form around our ears. So. People that think that we got it made because we got water. I mean, the easiest way to pay for a pivot is never have to turn it on. So a lot of these rain-fed crops in Iowa and Illinois and Indiana, I mean, they can make 200 bushels and not even try. Having water is a lot of work. You got to make sure nozzles stay on. You got to make sure end guns work. You got to make sure booster pumps work. You got to make sure the well does not pump sand. You got to make sure the gearboxes don't go out that move those tires, move the pivot around the field. And then you also got to make sure you don't have flat tires. So today we got a flat tire. We're about to hop out and see if we can't go change a tire. So I'm not looking forward to this whatsoever. All right, Hunter man. Come on, we mad at it. Push it. Push it. How many boards was he? Roll it up now. What you doing? Huh? You get the tire. I don't think so. You told me when you interviewed you had a strong back and a weak mind. Hunter. Do I? You might get dirt on yourself, though. You think about all them girls that's gonna see this on TV? They're gonna say, that boy is strong, look at that. Flex your glutes when you do it, Hunter, so they can see that for the camera. This is not gonna be easy.
This segment of Corn Warriors is brought to you in part by Brandt.
For over 65 years, Brandt has been helping growers achieve better results. We bring the very best plant health and fertilizer solutions to the farm. Through research and innovation, we help growers implement new practices that improve the quality and abundance of food, fuel, and fiber around the world. Brandt, professional agriculture. Visit brandt.co for more information.
Watch your feet. All because of safety. We got to put gloves on. Oh man. Not very good.
You got to clean all these hoppers out.
We have drama now. I was filling up. Oh well, here we go. Because we're trying to survive, our yield goal for this particular farm is going to be about 150 to 180 bushel. And you know, we're dropping roughly 31,000 plants per acre. We have had, if we get good rainfall, we can get 220 bushels off this farm.
When it comes to planting, speed and accuracy go hand in hand. How fast can a John Deere Exact Emerge planter run and still maintain 99% plus accuracy? The answer is 10 miles per hour.
See, I think I got a little cloth somewhere. So I guess I'll clear the code and see if it repeats itself. So I just zero the code. Zero 11. Still learning this thing here. Way fancier than I am. So row 11 is the one that said was messing up. Well, obviously it's working fine now. But back to what did we learn from 2017 to help our production corn? Get the seed off to a good start, and then products we put in furrow. The yellow tank on the planter is where we put our starter, and that really hasn't changed in the last 10 plus years, but it holds it off until we can make applications later. Try to control the controllables and manage the uncontrollables. I came up the curve and I heard something sound unusual, and when I unfolded, I noticed I had a tire that was flat. And if you saw the tire at the shop, it was cut. So it wasn't a puncture from a deer horn. But it was a slice. So ran over something. You know, just another day. Paradise. Yeah, fortunately we had a spare. We had another tire. Obviously the key is in plant season to make sure you got stuff to repair with. Parts, tires, Mountain Dew. I'm going to pull up if you can grab these blocks. And I'm going to fold up and take it home. We're going to just chill out. It's going to be cool. Get a cool rain in the morning, all day tomorrow. So we'll regroup after the rain. So life is good though, as the saying goes. All right.
This segment of Corn Warriors is brought to you in part by John Deere, where nothing runs like a deer.
In 2008, I started growing a little corn and had an $8 market, had a little incentive to grow corn, and that was a big deal for us. Let me see, squeeze by. Why are you so dirty? We're first generation farmer, and you know, it has not been easy. Timing has been a big deal as to how we've been able to start with nothing. And when I say start from nothing, I started out with a John Deere 3020. It was a 66 model or 67 model. It was in pieces, and we had it rebuilt, and that's how we started. We started out with a John Deere 2-row 71 flex planters. We built a 2-row twin row and had a John Deere 3020, and that's how we started. Had a 2-row ripper. And I started out planting peanuts the first year, and it took me like 8 days to plant. I said, you know what, I think it'd be cool. I worked 5 days a week, another profession. I had 2 days off. Land beside me became available, and I said, it's not every day that you can farm, you know, and help pay for a piece of dirt. We're gonna see if we can do that. I got 2 days off a week. We're gonna see what we can do.
Hey, you know we do stuff the hard way.
You know what, I grew up in tobacco and working into, you know, pepper and squash as a laborer and tobacco as a laborer, and in the summers to help pay for school clothes and, you know, help mom and daddy out. My dad was a minister.
Roll it. Should roll.
But the land that we farmed was land that nobody else wanted to farm, because the running joke in our neighborhood was, this land is only good for holding the world together. Don't let it go back down in there. Roll it, roll it, roll it. So we started out pretty primitive, didn't know a whole lot, tapped into a few resources to learn, and after 2010, my career, my 5-day-a-week job was over. I now had to make yield. I had to figure out how to make yield. You got to go down. Yeah.
Didn't give you 5.
Just a little surprise for King David. I ought to get him pumped up, excited. He's probably laughing right here about me having to change his tire though, son of a gun. So we pushed hard. We started thinking outside the box, trying a lot of new things, testing what works. Sometimes we fail. We fail miserably, we waste some money, but we try to learn from those mistakes and figure out what does work. Yield goals this year, number one, to duplicate some of the high yields that we've made. That's always a challenge. And now Dave Hula has set the bar higher. So I've got possibly an insurmountable challenge. He's got a nickname called King David for a reason. Yeah, he's the man. He's been winning for a long time. He's got a lot of credibility. But me and David have obviously got a little rivalry going, and look forward to the challenge. I had you a little surprise. I wrote you a message in the field. You know what really the bar is now, right? The first one to 600.
Yeah, oh, I know.
You won't be able to tell me crap, because I got you on 500. I beat you to 500. But you won't be able to tell me crap if I beat you to 6.
I know. It is going to happen, I know. Oh my God, yeah. I can only imagine.
Yeah, Mr. Humble over there. But nonetheless, I told him today that, you know, it's one thing to have the record, David, but the man of 600, that's the next goal. Love to be able to see 600. We've seen it on the yield monitor, but we have not seen it as a contest plot or anything else. So that's a big number, and who knows if it'll ever be attained. But obviously, not every acre is 500. We got some 400, so you got to have some high fives to get those 520s. You know, it's the average. Records are fun. It's not what pays the bills. ROI is at the farm average, and we're out to raise the farm average as high as we can get it and be profitable. And understanding your costs and understanding what pays is how you do that. All right, en route to the airplane, I've got a crop duster. I've been using him for about 3 years. His name's Ashley Lane. He does a really good job for me. Very conscientious. I think part of the reason why he is so good is because he farms. We're big into pulling tissue samples. We don't like to hope everything's okay, we like to know it's okay. Now we're comparing the Smart Magnesium that they've just got through formulating. It's brand new, hot off the presses. Which one gets in the plant the fastest, which one lasts the longest, which one helps cure the deficiencies. We are spraying this morning, addressing a few foliar needs that we've seen in tissue samples and being proactive on our fungicide applications as well. This particular farm, I've been farming it for 7-8 years. First year it's had water. It was in an estate. God bless us to be able to purchase it this past year. But half the farm was in timber. All right, here he comes. It's going to be noisy. And half this farm was in timber and half of it was in cultivation. We cleared all the timber in August of last year. Hope everybody's got a good idea of kind of what South Georgia looks like and where we are in the season already. And unfortunately, I'd love to spend more time here, but I gotta go. We're planting peanuts and the clock is ticking and we're fighting against the calendar right now. Bye-bye.